It's hard to pin down exactly what makes up good taste, but for the culinary adventurers, we're serving up strange eats in this week's show. Foods found in Southwest Florida that one might find either delectable or hardly digestible. Our centerpiece story is dangerously delicious. A non-native fish is devouring marine life and devastating fish populations. By eating juvenile species, the solution may be to bite back.
They hear venomous and they're thinking, well, I don't want to eat that because it could harm me. But once you remove the venomous spines, everything else is perfectly fine to eat.
Then a fresh catch in the hands of a Naples chef. He sees food where others may not.
Now, it's not unusual for us to also, and I did it many times, especially when it's a little cooler, the water's cooler, I'll eat them raw. You just get them, open it, and eat it raw.
Plus, there may be few takers for this one. Invasive lizards, baked, fried, or fricasseed. We'll have those stories along with the latest in our Positively Healthy Medical series. I'm Amy Osher, and this is Behind the Headlines. I'm Amy Osher. Thanks for joining us. Aquarium fish are meant to enjoy. A feast for the eyes, maybe, but generally not something to snack on. An exception is the prickly, predatory lionfish. Now a nuisance in the wild, a key in controlling it may be in eating it. If you can't beat them, just eat them. That was once a PR slogan to promote lionfish as a food option. The flamboyantly fluttery fish is putting a hurtin' on our ecosystem.
Some of the biggest threats are it competes with native species for food and for habitat space, and it also eats commercially and recreationally important juvenile fish like snapper and grouper.
News Press environment reporter Chad Gillis is following the lionfish from its humble beginnings as a pretty aquarium piece.
We think the source of the lionfish was pet owners, who released them into the Atlantic and the Gulf of Mexico over the course of like 25, 30 years, and that built up into a breeding population.
Chef Jonathan Hornyak is biting back, serving the prolific predator on a plate.
We flash fried whole fish. We marinated in mojo style sauce, a little bit of seasoning flour, and then flash fried it. We served it with some polenta and a small corn hash.
How would you describe its flavor? What could you compare it to in terms of other fish?
I compare it to hogfish, which is one of my favorite fish to eat, or a snapper.
There are a few sticking points, important points to be sure. The lionfish has venomous barbs that protect it in the wild. The hint of danger also scares people away.
They hear venomous and they're thinking, well, I don't want to eat that because it could harm me. But once you remove the venomous spines, everything else is perfectly fine to eat.
The mighty lionfish is really pretty puny, yielding a small fillet described as flaky, moist, and mild.
It has a little bit of a sweet, buttery finish, which is really nice.
It's hard to keep on the menu because it's hard to come by. Commercial fishermen make much more money on bigger catches like grouper. It may take word of mouth to move lionfish from back burner to hot commodity.
Me, I love trying new things, and I think a lot of people are open to it.
They certainly would be helpful if it could make a dent.
Spearheading an effort to rid our waters of as many lionfish as possible are state-sanctioned tournaments targeting the invasive species. Here's a look by the numbers. More than 15,000 lionfish were snagged from Florida waters so far as part of the 2018 Lionfish Challenge. It started May 19th and runs until September 3rd. Worth mentioning, a single female can lay over 2 million eggs a year. And yeah, about those venomous spines. The lionfish has a total of 18, mostly along the spine. On to more strange eats. A Naples restaurant owner finds a delicacy at his fingertips, quite literally, on the shoreline of our beaches. He showed our In the Know guy Tim Ayton how to grab and go.
Because I understand they're those little wing, they look like little angel wings, shells, which people pick up on the beach all the time. But they probably they don't think about the sea life that was in that, which is the little clam, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And the way I did it at home when I was a kid was that we would bring a colander, a spaghetti strainer, and we would put it right next to us as kids, and we just put our hands in and put the sand in the colander, shake it, and here came all the clam.
Okay,
so
good.
Let's see if this works. So the way I look at it is, it's where the sand recedes, and then I'll see him crawling back. So here's a couple. Look, here's a baby, for example. It just went in. Look, this is just a baby right now, but
wow, that's really tiny.
It's a baby. I mean, there's some bigger ones here, but that's just to tell you that they're here. People don't realize that. Here's one right here. Here's another big one, and these are alive, and they're beautiful clams. They all change in shapes and forms.
Okay.
That's alive right there. I mean, you can see the little, I mean, it's...
Now, would these be shells?
Correct. And so what happens is...
So I've always called them angel wings. I don't know, you know, this is the two halves.
I mean, they're all over the sand. Now, the difference is, in my hometown in Italy, is that here, there's a lot of birds. So this is bird food. In Italy, we don't have these birds. So in Italy, these are human food. And here it's just, but again, that's the clam right there. You can see them.
Now are they normal? The ones that you eat, are they a lot larger than this?
Yes, they're about this big.
Okay.
I mean, we could probably find a shell here that actually you just, so there would be a little larger than this, but.
Okay.
But I mean, this is, you won't see this in many places in the world. There it is right here. See, here's one going in. But you can spot them, there they are.
All right. So now how many of these does it take that takes quite a few for a meal,
yeah,
right?
it does take, I mean, as they grow, and if you go towards Kuwait, and you'll see even more, they're less bothered, but yeah, it does take, for example, we have a dish that we actually sold this weekend at Mino. And it's pasta with clams, or regular clams, little necks, and we do 400 grams, which is roughly about a pound of clams per plate. So you would want about a pound, because at the end the shell weighs a lot. So what you're really getting is not much, but what you do get is a tremendous amount of flavor. And with these shells, you can see some bigger ones there. With these shells, you can also make an amazing soup that my grandma used to make. So it's just pretty much water, parsley, garlic, and let these things boil, they open up, and it's a party.
So when you serve them, you have the pasta, and then the shells are still this.
Correct.
They're part of the dish.
Yes,
they're in the,
because they're fresh.
Okay.
So these we get out of North Florida, close to Tampa, and these little necks are fresh that we get delivered on Thursdays, and then there's a cleaning process of about a day and a half to get all the sand out of them, and then we start cooking them.
Now, what about with the red tide? Would you not advise people to eat them if there's red tide?
I would say no, because I'm not a scientist, but I logically would say that if there's red tide, I wouldn't really touch the water. Now, it's not unusual for us to also, and I did it many times, especially when it's a little cooler, the water's cooler, I'll eat them raw. You just get them, open it, and eat it raw. But it's. So they get a little bit, but anyway, so that's it. And it was, for me, when I came here, and every time I went to the beach anywhere in the United States, I would do that and I wouldn't find them. And then I came here, a town with an Italian name, the Bank of Naples, put my hands in there, and there they were. I went, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't wait to get to the airport and call my wife and tell her I found a place we're going to move, and here we are.
Well, it's a great story. Thanks for sharing it with us again.
Absolutely. Well, I love it. I love being here, and I found my shells.
Don't know if I'd try this one, but a Sarasota man created quite a stir when he came out with an Iguana Cookbook. George Sierra figured out it was a fresh way to stop the spread of invasive reptiles, which are pretty common in parts of Southwest Florida. Iguanas are a non-native species originally found in South and Central America along with the Caribbean. In some places, they're considered delicacies. The mini Godzilla-looking creature is well suited for warm weather and thrives in our tropical setting. But the invasive lizards are wearing out their welcome, getting into swimming pools, even turning up in toilets, while burrowing in yards, eating vegetation and turtle eggs. An iguana trapper on Boca Grande, Sarah claims to have taken out more than 16,000 iguanas on the island. It led him to cook up a cookbook, which he titled the Iguana Cookbook, Save Florida, Eat an Iguana. The book has personal anecdotes about the author's pet iguana, in addition to recipes including iguana tacos. As for flavor, some compare iguana to alligator meat. Others say it tastes more like chicken. If you bought the book, you might want to hang on to it. It's become a cult classic. Used copies on Amazon are going for about $69. A new copy will set you back $176 on the site. When we come back, gone but not forgotten, a legend in the culinary world gets a prime spot in a Naples restaurant. That story is still ahead.
Life here is amazing, and so is the joint care. At the Total Joint Center at Physicians Regional Healthcare System, we've changed the experience of joint replacement for good. With our comprehensive joint care program, most hip and knee replacement patients return home in just 2 days, because we know you want to get on with your active life. Pain-free living starts at Physicians Regional Medical Center, Collier Boulevard, and Physicians Regional Medical Center, Pine Ridge.
Hiring the right moving company is important. Best Moving and Storage is a family-owned and operated business serving Southwest Florida for over 22 years. From our free in-home estimate until the last piece of furniture is in your new place or stored in our climate-controlled warehouse, we treat you like family. Best Moving and Storage is fully licensed and insured, with all of our employees being certified drivers and packers. When it comes to protecting your treasured belongings, choose a company that's experienced and trustworthy. Call Best Moving and Storage today at 239-592-6565.
There's 4th of July sale is a star-spangled sales event. Hurry in, it's first come, first served. Love leather? This is your sale. This Natuzzi sofa is just $9.97, or these chairs for $3.97. How about sleepers for just $10.77? You never pay retail prices on the best designer brands at fairs. Here's another sample of our store-wide savings. This Bernhard table just $8.97. There's 4th of July sale on now.
Is your auto insurance keeping pace with your life? Ask for a AAA Triple Check Insurance Review to see if your current policy is still a good fit. An agent will assess changes in your life, like new vehicles or drivers. Make sure you've got the right coverage and all the discounts you deserve. They'll also see how a AAA membership can round out your protection on the road. Plus, provide roadside assistance, discounts, free services, and vacation extras. Ask for your AAA Triple Check today.
Life here is amazing, and so is the joint care. At the Total Joint Center at Physicians Regional Healthcare System, we've changed the experience of joint replacement for good. With our comprehensive joint care program, most hip and knee replacement patients return home in just 2 days, because we know you want to get on with your active life. Pain-free living starts at Physicians Regional Medical Center, Collier Boulevard, and Physicians Regional Medical Center, Pine Ridge.
Hiring the right moving company is important. Best Moving and Storage is a family-owned and operated business serving Southwest Florida for over 22 years. From our free in-home estimate until the last piece of furniture is in your new place or stored in our climate-controlled warehouse, we treat you like family. Best Moving and Storage is fully licensed and insured, with all of our employees being certified drivers and packers. When it comes to protecting your treasured belongings, choose a company that's experienced and trustworthy. Call Best Moving and Storage today at 239-592-6565.
My name is Steve Unser, and cabinetry is my specialty. I have been creating custom designed cabinetry for 20 years in Southwest Florida. And now I am celebrating the grand opening of our new Naples showroom. Steve Unser Cabinetry will help you design your kitchen, bath, or home office with stunning results, offering the best quality of cabinets with a wide variety of design options and pricing to fit any budget. If your kitchen isn't becoming to you, you should be coming to us. Now 2 locations to serve you.
Something painful may be underfoot. People suffering from bunions know they're no fun. In fact, when the toes get out of alignment, it can cause serious problems. Here's the latest in this week's Positively Healthy. We've all felt the pain, a new pair of shoes killing our feet. In some cases, repeatedly wearing the wrong footwear can actually do long-term damage.
When you're in a stiletto, you're pushing all the weight to the front of your foot. If you have feet that are going to spread, they're going to be more likely to spread because you're putting all the weight on the front of your foot. Okay? Again, as those feet spread, the toes can't stay straight because they're cramped into usually a pointy, small-toed shoebox.
Board-certified orthopedic surgeon Christina Kabosh spends a lot of time on feet. Bunions can be particularly problematic.
As the big toe comes over, that creates the bump on the inside of the forefoot, which can be very painful because it presses against shoes, and that's called the bunion. A bunion can also be painful because as these bones spread apart, there can be some tearing of the soft tissues in between.
Reducing the pressure on your feet goes a long way in reducing the pain.
Support the bones that are spreading, get an arch support in there. If you do have the big toe coming and crossing over the lesser toes and causing pain, sometimes just putting a silicone spacer in there will help realign the joint.
A bunion that continues to hurt or get worse would likely benefit from a surgical correction.
Those can be fixed simply by cutting and shifting the bone and realigning the bones that are spreading so they're aligned straight.
There are first steps you can take to avoid drastic measures down the road.
My first advice is to get out of the heels. All right, get the weight off the front of the foot.
He covered a lot of miles exploring exotic foods and cultures, bringing both to the masses. Celebrity chef Anthony Bourdain was a larger-than-life figure. Now a local restaurant is paying him tribute in a larger-than-life mural. Black t-shirt, tattooed arms. A 7-foot likeness of Anthony Bourdain jumps off the chalkboard wall at 7th Annual Social in Naples. Daily News food writer Shelby Reynolds brought us this story. The restaurant's new owners wanted to celebrate the chef's contribution to food and dining while paying tribute to him following his death last month. So they hired a well-known graffiti artist to create a masterpiece mural. It's a mixture of oil-based paints and acrylics that features Bourdain looking over the dining room, surrounded by food items and some of his more memorable quotes. You can read more about the artwork and the eatery in Shelby's article at naplesnews.com. Our news team is always cooking up stories for you to consume. Here's a preview of what they're covering on The Beat.
Thanks, Amy. Hi, I'm Shelby Reynolds. I'm the food reporter at the Naples Daily News. This week I worked on a story about places to get shaved ice in Southwest Florida, including the new shaved ice bar at the University Village in Estero. They use reverse osmosis and a 4-step filtration system to make their own ice. They serve authentic Hawaiian shaved ice, which is more like snow than it is like ice you might find in a snow cone. Find the full list online at naplesnews.com.
Hello, my name is Patrick Riley and I'm a reporter with the Naples Daily News. This week I worked on a story about what will happen with 17 acres of county-owned land on Bayshore Drive in East Naples after a developer earlier this month backed out of buying the property. You can find that story at naplesnews.com.
Hey everyone, Dave Osborne, Regional Features Editor for the Daily News and for the News Press. Hey, July 4th is right around the corner. There's plenty of fun things to do in Naples on July 4th, Wednesday. You can go to the parade downtown Naples at 10 a.m. At 4 o'clock, you can also go to Sugden Regional Park in East Naples. Also at 4 o'clock, if you're in the Bonita Springs area, they have a Star Spangled Bonita. You can try that. That starts at 4 o'clock also. Also downtown Naples at the pier around sunset after 9 o'clock, you can see fireworks. Check out our full list of July 4th activities at naplesnews.com.
Brent Batten is enjoying some time away, but many of his commentaries are worthy of a second serving. We dug into our archives in order to give you a taste of Brent.
Thanks, Amy. I don't know about you, but I've had my fill of competitive eating. When did one of the 7 deadly sins get to be a sport? If we're going to have competitive gluttony, why not competitive envy? We could get 20 people on stage and have them start envying. How much can you envy in a given time? I'd be pretty good at that. I find myself envying often. I can do a lot of envying in 10 minutes. The Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest at Coney Island is the World Series and the Super Bowl of competitive eating all rolled into one. You've seen the disgusting TV footage of guys dipping buns in water and shoving them into their mouths, followed by frankfurters stuffed in like tree limbs into a wood chipper. It's enough to permanently ruin your appetite for hot dogs. As if that once-a-year event isn't enough, they now have local qualifiers. You can be nauseated in person. And other foods are getting into the act. Locally, you can try to wolf down a few gallons of ice cream or a few pounds of ground beef, all in a single setting, to get your name on a wall or a free t-shirt. People who complete the challenge get the food for free. I say they should give free food to everyone who's in the restaurant at the time for making them witness the sickening display. Even in an affluent place like Collier County, hunger is an issue. And obesity is a bigger problem than hunger. Overeating for sport is just wrong. If we're going to turn vices into sports, let's focus on something more productive, like lust. I'm Brent Batten. Be sure to read my column on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays in the Naples Daily News. Check me out on Facebook, and as always, thanks for watching.
Coming up, it's big, prickly, and grows on trees. This supersized fruit may be the next big thing, and it's grown here in Southwest Florida. That story's ahead on Behind the Headlines.
The area's only 30 minutes or less ER service pledge means you'll find less waiting for the care you need. And because we're full-service hospitals, a lot more care if you need it. Less waiting, faster care. Only at Physicians Regional Healthcare System.
Hiring the right moving company is important. Best Moving and Storage is a family-owned and operated business serving Southwest Florida for over 22 years. From our free in-home estimate until the last piece of furniture is in your new place or stored in our climate-controlled warehouse, we treat you like family. Best Moving and Storage is fully licensed and insured, with all of our employees being certified drivers and packers. When it comes to protecting your treasured belongings, choose a company that's experienced and trustworthy. Call Best Moving and Storage today at 239-592-6565.
My name is Steve Unser, and cabinetry is my specialty. I have been creating custom designed cabinetry for 20 years in Southwest Florida. And now I am celebrating the grand opening of our new Naples showroom. Steve Unser Cabinetry will help you design your kitchen, bath, or home office with stunning results, offering the best quality of cabinets with a wide variety of design options and pricing to fit any budget. If your kitchen isn't becoming to you, you should be coming to us. Now, 2 locations to serve you.
There's 4th of July sale is a star-spangled sales event. Hurry in, it's first come, first served. Love leather? This is your sale. This Natuzzi sofa is just $9.97, or these chairs for $3.97. How about sleepers for just $10.77? You never pay retail prices on the best designer brands at fairs. Here's another sample of our store-wide savings. This Bernhard table just $8.97. There's 4th of July sale on now.
Life here is amazing, and so is the joint care. At the Total Joint Center at Physicians Regional Healthcare System, we've changed the experience of joint replacement for good. With our comprehensive joint care program, most hip and knee replacement patients return home in just 2 days, because we know you want to get on with your active life. Pain-free living starts at Physicians Regional Medical Center, Collier Boulevard, and Physicians Regional Medical Center, Pine Ridge.
There's 4th of July sale is a star-spangled sales event. Hurry in, it's first come, first served. Love leather? This is your sale. This Natuzzi sofa is just $9.97, or these chairs for $3.97. How about sleepers for just $10.77? You never pay retail prices on the best designer brands at fairs. Here's another sample of our store-wide savings. This Bernhard table just $8.97. There's 4th of July sale on now.
Life here is amazing, and so is the joint care. At the Total Joint Center at Physicians Regional Healthcare System, we've changed the experience of joint replacement for good. With our comprehensive joint care program, most hip and knee replacement patients return home in just 2 days, because we know you want to get on with your active life. Pain-free living starts at Physicians Regional Medical Center, Collier Boulevard, and Physicians Regional Medical Center, Pine Ridge.
Is your auto insurance keeping pace with your life? Ask for a AAA triple check insurance review to see if your current policy is still a good fit. An agent will assess changes in your life, like new vehicles or drivers. Make sure you've got the right coverage and all the discounts you deserve. They'll also see how a AAA membership can round out your protection on the road. Plus, provide roadside assistance, discounts, free services, and vacation extras. Ask for your AAA triple check today.
How'd you like to sink your teeth into one of these? The mighty jackfruit is the world's largest tree-grown fruit. Found in Southwest Florida, you can also find it these days in the produce aisles of many of your favorite grocery stores. A native of India, the jackfruit is well received in this country, given the versatility of its jumbo fruit. It's often used as a meat substitute, similar to tofu, and it can be sweet or savory depending on how you season and cook it. Uses include vegan barbecue dishes, sandwiches, pizza topping, Mexican entrees, and more. Naturally neutral in flavor, the jackfruit is high fiber, low calorie. And did we mention big? The fruit can reach up to 40 pounds. In sunny Southwest Florida, the tree produces right about now, in summer to early fall. The produce retailer website reports the jackfruit is still on the upswing, according to store metrics reported in the site's Trend Spotter feature. In that respect, more grocery stores are carrying this jack of all fruits. The month of July is perfect for rocking the red, white, and blue as we celebrate our nation's independence on the 4th. But it's not the only event on our watch list. July 1st and 2nd are the last days you can check out Marvel superheroes at the Naples Zoo. Black Panther will be there, no surprise, it is a zoo, but the official character Black Panther is joining Spider-Man and Captain America. The meet and greets come with park admission. On July 4th, fireworks will rule the skies. The Naples Pier in Collier and Fort Myers Beach Times Square in Lee are good bets. Fort Myers Beach is planning an all-day event, including a parade and a night light show. July 12th through 15th is Cirque du Soleil with a twist. The world-famous circus act is bringing its new touring show Crystal on Ice to Germain Arena. And big month for foodies, July is Hot Dog Month, and the 13th is French Fry Day. Also on the 13th is the big National Butterfly Count. The Edison and Ford Winter Estates are participating in the North American Butterfly Association's annual count. Spotting groups across the area will spread out and record their findings. That'll do it for this week's show. Thank you for making us part of your day. Remember, you can always catch up on past shows by logging on to naplesnews.com. On the homepage, scroll down to quick links and select Behind the Headlines. I'm Amy Osher. See you back here next week. A threat or a danger has the lionfish become in recent years?
Well, it's grown in population and density in our reef areas. And some of the biggest threats are it competes with native species for food and for habitat space. And it also eats commercially and recreationally important juvenile fish like snapper and grouper.
And on top of that, I understand that it's a really prolific breeder.
Yes, it is a prolific breeder, and it's a very aggressive hunter as well. So it, like I said, it outcompetes a lot of the other species because of its aggressive nature. It has great camouflage on the reef, and it also has the venomous spines that protect it from predators. So it's a formidable animal.
I'm glad you said that because I looked at, in a lot of stories, and yours included, about this, and they said that it's worth noting the difference between venomous and poisonous, making that these can be eaten if they're not a poisonous.
Exactly, it won't poison you to eat their flesh at all. It's a white, flaky flesh. The problem is you have to be careful when you're cleaning them and filleting them, and you have to make sure and remove the venomous spines.